On a rainy evening here in New York City, we welcome you inside the Arc Arena. It is your Baruch College Bearcats welcoming the Ducks of Stephen University. Alongside Michael Scarlett, I'm David Just. Michael, Baruch on an uncharacteristic 3-game losing streak, losing out last time out to Chapman at home and then Keene on the road, Farmingdale State at home and then Keene on the road. How can they go about turning it around some non-conference action tonight?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very competitive game between both teams. Stevens is a team that likes to score in the high 80s compared to Baruch, who's in the 70s. So I'm expecting a high-scoring game. I think defense is going to be the key for Baruch if they want to stop that losing streak. And for me, I just want to see Baruch handle the ball good, distribute it well because they have multiple scores in double digits, and use that bench because compared to a Stevens team that doesn't have as many bench options compared to Baruch, I want to see Baruch get in that rhythm, use the bench as a weapon, and try to put up a good game to try to break that 3-game losing streak, as you mentioned.
And to your point, Stevens' high-powered offense led by number 22, Tommy Skoll, averaging a little over 20 a game, having 4 players averaging in double figures. Really just going to be a tough matchup here for the Bearcats at home tonight.
Yeah, compared to Baruch, this team likes to score in the high 80s, so I feel like pace in this game is going to be very key. If Baruch wants to win this, maybe they want to win in the 70s compared to a Stevens team that is used to scoring up in the 80s. So that's why I feel like defense is going to be key in this one. And if Baruch can control the pace, maybe they'll give them an upper hand to win this one.
We are about a minute and a half away from your national anthem and your starting lineups. So based on the fact that Stevens is trying to get out, run, and score, I think it's going to be big for Baruch, as you mentioned, to really control that tempo and slow things down and kind of play more of their type of game. Yeah,
compared to Stevens, who is a very good offensive team, as we mentioned, we'll see how Baruch defensively is. Look, they're on a 3-game losing streak. We'll see if they can get off to a hot start. Maybe let their defense control the pace and give them a hot start in this one.
Stevens have played one common opponent. Chapman came to the Arc Arena and beat Baruch while Chapman was visiting from California. They also headed over to Hoboken to play Stevens and took the win there 84-68. So we have that common ground. And as you mentioned, Chapman putting up 84-plus in all 3 of their wins so far in the early season, and their one loss, only 74 points per game. Definitely speaking very much to how Baruch can attack them here at the Arc Arena tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see if Stevens gets off to a hot start and they shoot the ball. We'll see how Baruch handles that to start this one off.
So we are moments away from action between the Stevens Ducks and your Baruch College Bearcats. We'll turn it over to Marty Collins for your national anthem and your starting lineups.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the campus of Baruch College and to the Arc Arena for tonight's men's basketball game between the Ducks of the Stevens Institute of Technology and your Baruch College Bearcats. At this time, we ask everyone to please rise. We will honor America. Join our student athletes, coaches, and officials for the playing of the national anthem. Let's meet tonight's starting lineup. First for the Ducks, a 6'3" junior guard from San Diego, California.
So no surprises for the starting five from either team. Coach Bobby Hurley sends out his same five starters that he started the previous 4 games for the Ducks. And Coach Tamara Fareed sending out his starting five, at least that we've seen this season, for your Baruch College Bearcats. We are moments away from tip-off. It'll be Stevens in their road blacks, red numbers, white trim. Baruch in their traditional home whites, light blue numbers, dark blue trim. It'll be Adebayo and Gutowski to tip things off here, and we are moments away from ball here at the Arc Arena. So it'll be Baruch's ball. Adebayo wins the tip, and it'll be Douvres and Adebayo up top. Bailey on the far side with Madison out on him. Gordon looking for options up top, finds Adebayo. Gordon puts it on the deck, driving baseline, mid-range jumper, and he gets the first bucket of the night.
Yeah, tough shot there by Jack Gordon. Good defense there by Stevens, but Gordon was able to pull up the shot and give Baruch the early 2-0 lead.
So Madison now on the near side wing, gives it into Shabra. Shabra baseline, Adebayo faces him up. Madison coming off a pick. Bailey on the foul, and that's going to send Madison to the line to shoot 3.
Yeah, poor contest there by Cole Bailey. Just did not give the shooter enough room to land and got called for the foul. That's not what you want to see from Baruch in the first offensive possession.
Not the guy you want at the line either. Kyle Madison's come into this game shooting close to 92% from the charity stripe. And he knocks down the first 2 of 3. As a couple of his Stevens teammates will join him in the key. And nails all 3. So just like that, Baruch have an early deficit here in the first minute of action. So it'll be Bailey up top, over to Gordon on the near side. Ball moved around the perimeter for the Bearcats. Ooh, sloppy play. Adebayo trying to give it to I think it was to Gordon, but Coppin got in the way, so it's going to be a turnover for the Bearcats, and it'll go back to Stevens.
Yeah, Adebayo a little frustrated with the pass, but just miscommunication between him and Coppin, and that forced the turnover by Baruch.
So it'll be Cole Bailey picking up Madison at the halfway line. Loscalzo inside to Gutowski. Gutowski trying to work against Coppin. Goes baseline, spins towards the middle of the basket, off the back iron, and gets that one to drop.
Yeah, Gutowski with the size on Coppin was able to get that floater to go over Coppin to give Stevens a 3-point lead.
An interesting matchup there, Michael. You have Gutowski bringing some size at 6'8". Coppin also size plays above the 6'3" that he's listed at, but definitely a matchup to keep your eye on as Adebayo into the lane. He's doubled. Douvres outside to Gordon. Gordon puts it on the deck, drives into the lane. Trying to finish the left-hand shot. No good. Ooh, hits the deck hard. And he's going to go to the line to shoot two, but he stays down for just a moment.
Yeah, so far, first couple minutes of this game, we've seen Jack Gordon be very aggressive driving to the hoop. Got fouled right there, but hopefully he's okay as he hit the head. He hit his head pretty hard when he was able to get down.
Oh, Gordon off back iron on the first.
Yeah, typically Gordon's a good free throw shooter, but maybe just feeling a little windzy after hitting the deck hard, but hopefully he can recalibrate himself and make the second free throw.
And off on the second, as it'll be Shabra who gets the rebound, and Madison into the front court for Stevens. Madison into the lane, pulls back. Shabra now over to the near side to Scholl. Scholl hits Madison. Ooh, almost loses it there, but Shabra now in the lane working on Adebayo. Right-hand hook shot off the glass is good, and Shabra has his first bucket of the night.
Second straight possession by Stevens working in the post, finding the big guy, and this time Shabra was able to convert.
Adebayo into the lane, gives it out to Gordon. Far side three. Well, that's going to be long as Gutowski comes down with the rebound. Stevens looking to push, going right to left. That's Scholl, pull up three, and he knocks it down. And Coach Tamer Fareed wants to talk things over 2 minutes in, Michael, and already Stevens applying the pressure on the offensive end.
Yeah, Stevens just looks really crisp on the offensive end, moving it around, working the perimeter, getting good shots. And look, Stevens is off to a hot start. Baruch has to improve their defense so far in this one.
Perfect from the field so far as Stevens. 3 from 3 from the field, 3 from 3 from the free throw line. And Stevens right now, we talked about it a bit in the pregame. Baruch not really playing their tempo right now, allowing Stevens to get into their game.
Yeah, Baruch got the first basket by Gordon, but then after that, Stevens went on a 10-0 run in this last 2 minutes, and just they're moving the ball around, a lot of motion. They're not stagnant on the offensive end, and Baruch just has to do a better job defending, specifically in the post and also the three-point shooting, because, look, this Stevens team is a high-powered offense, and they look like it so far in this one.
Yeah, they've come out aggressive on the offensive end of the floor, and really Baruch just missing some shots on the defensive end and missing some free throws on the defensive end, but also an early turnover as well. So protecting the ball is going to be key for the Bearcats. So both teams break the huddle. No changes so far here in the early going of this one. Same five either way. So now Douvres running point, has Los Scalzo out on him. Over to Adebayo. Ball swung around the perimeter. Gordon on the far side wing. Has Adebayo up top. Crossover move on Shabra. Adebayo going right inside. Trying to find Coppin. He loses it into the waiting hands of Shabra. Shabra up ahead to Scholl. They have numbers. Nope, Scholl can't corral it. And he'll reset things up. Now Shabra thinks about the shot. Nope, took too many steps. And that's going to go back to the Bearcats.
Yeah, Shabra had an open free ball, liked to drive to the hoop, but just traveled and gives the ball right back to Baruch. But Stevens was not able to take advantage of a second straight Baruch turnover, and we'll see if the Bearcats can stop turning the ball over and get their offense going.
Nicholas Lamb checking into the game for the first time as Cole Bailey comes to the bench. Now Douvres has it up top, takes the pick from Coppin. Cross-court pass. Lamb, he's quick to pull. Near side. Shot off the side of the backboard, no good. And it's Madison that comes away with it. Over to Scholl on the near side. Coppin closes him out. Scholl three, no good off back iron. Ball, long rebound out to Madison now, straight on three. Shot no good, and Lamb's able to soar for the rebound and pull it down for the Bearcats. So it's Douvres in the offensive end on the far side. Lamb now back to Douvres. Little two-man game up top to Adebayo. Adebayo working on Shabra. Nope. Moved his feet, and they'll go back to the Ducks.
Yeah, Baruch just does not look like in sync on the offensive end. That's their third turnover of the game. And just got to give credit to Stevens, forcing Baruch to do careless turnovers and getting the ball back on their end.
So Reynoso and Hare have checked into the game for the Bearcats. Now Shabra, Reynoso out on him. Shabra going baseline. Nice move there. Reynoso following through from the behind. And that's his first foul in his first minute of action.
Yeah, we see Baruch going to their bench early because, look, Coach Fareed for Baruch just does not like what he sees from the offense. So maybe a few bench players might change the momentum for them on the offensive end. But they have to do better defensively, and they can't foul this good shooting Stevens team.
Chabra, 63% free throw shooter on the season. He'll hit the first. Their second leading scorer at exactly 17 per game.
Overall, the Stevens team is a good free throw shooter, shooting close to 75%, so who cannot afford to foul too much in this one.
So 11-2, Baruch trail here in the first 3.5 minutes of action. Gordon thinks about the shot, takes the pick from Reynoso, looking for options. Gives it up to Lamb. Ball swung around the perimeter to Hare on the far side. Madison out on him. Now it's Gordon straight on. He'll put it on the deck. Going up against Chabra. His shot was blocked. Not sure if it was Chabra or Gutowski who got a hand, but Chabra comes out with it the other way quick for the Ducks. Loscalzo puts it on the deck. Ooh, nice handoff move underneath. And an easy layup for Gutowski. And that's going to be a tough matchup, Michael. Gutowski with the size underneath.
Yeah, definitely. Gutowski using his size in the post and was able to convert on the layup. He got the block on the one end and was able to capitalize on the other with the basket.
Now Lamb inside. He goes up. Good pump fake there. Hop step move in the lane and able to finish off the glass. And Baruch desperately needed a basket there as it's now Madison into the front court over to Chabra for the Ducks. Scholl has it. Loscalzo pull on straight on three, and he knocks that one down over an outstretched arm.
Yeah, Stevens is now making his shots now 2 of 4 from three-point range, and now looked silky smooth from that one.
Douvres straight on three. He had a hot first half against Farmingdale State last game. So now it's Loscalzo into Chabra on the block. Jab step. Puts it on the deck, double team. Ooh, it looks like Madison and Loscalzo kind of got tied up. Loscalzo was the one to pull the three. Gutowski soaring over Reynoso, able to get the rebound. Aaron passed those. Gordon's able to get a quick hand up and knock that one away, and it's Douvres on the loose ball. Now Gordon on the far side into the front court for the Bearcats. Gordon running into a couple of bodies there. Chabra and Gutowski to name a few, and now it's Douvres inside. Ooh, he took too many steps, and it's going to go back to Stevens, and a bunch of unforced errors here in the early going for the Bearcats.
So as soon as Douvres drives to the paint, Stevens sent two at him, and it just forced a turnover. But one thing I saw on the other end by Baruch, they made an adjustment to double teaming once Stevens gets the ball in the post, so maybe we'll see more of that remaining of this one.
So Coughlin and Lemming into the game for Stevens. As Gutowski going to pull a straight on three, and you can't have that, Michael. He's going to dominate. He's been dominating inside so far in the early going, and then hits a straight up three, stretch five here for the Ducks.
Yeah, Gutowski's just showing off all of his expertise as Baruch just turns it over. But once Gutowski's making those, that's just going to be a long night for the Bearcats if he's making those on a consistent basis.
And a miscommunication there between Hare and Lamb sends the ball back to the Ducks, and it'll be Madison to chase it down in the backcourt. Coughlin copping out on him. Looking for options, gives it off to Loscalzo. Loscalzo and Gutowski taking up same space. Gutowski now pick and roll into the lane. He goes up, and nope, they're going to call a travel there, but he was able to get that position inside.
Yeah, once again, Baruch double teaming Gutowski once he gets the ball in the post, and due to that double team, that forced the travel.
So Lemming out on Douvres. Now it's over. Coughlin facing up Coppin, gives it over to Lamb on the far side wing. Ball swung around the perimeter. Hare baseline. Reynoso working on Gutowski. That's going to be a tough matchup. Reynoso misses the shot, able to get his own rebound. Tries to put it back up. He's fouled on the way through, and will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, first Gutowski was able to block Reynoso's first attempt at the layup, but then once he got the offensive rebound, he was staying aggressive and got the foul called on Gutowski, which is his first of the game. Definitely want to see more of that from Baruch. Instead of taking those perimeter shots, which has not been their key in this one, instead driving to the hoop, forcing fouls, and getting to the free throw line to get easy baskets.
Number 14, Chabra. Check the Ducks lineup.
So 19-5, Baruch trail big here in the early portion of the ball game as Reynoso at the line for the second, and he knocks that one down. So Hare all over Madison, going for the full court press, and it's Loscalzo into the front court, back to Madison on the Bearcat symbol. Lemming over to Loscalzo. Ball swung around the perimeter. A lot of off-ball movement here for Stevens. Chabra now on the block, looking for options. has Madison up top. Instead goes to Lascausa near side. He steps out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats. So a couple of turnovers here in the last few possessions for Stevens. Baruch needs to capitalize.
Yeah, once Shabal got the ball in the post, he was guarded by the small top end, which sent a double team and forced the inlet pass by Stevens. So Stevens a little sloppy with the ball in the last couple minutes.
So now Coppin working against Lemming. Hop step into the lane. Coppin goes in, draws the contact, and he'll go back to the free throw line.
Yeah, once again, Baruch being aggressive, driving to the hoop, getting fouls called on Stevens, and now back at the free throw line to shoot 2 more. Very aggressive by the Bearcats so far in this one.
And Coppin pretty impressive himself from the free throw line for a big. He's shooting almost 84% from the line here in the early part of the season.
Yeah, so far Baruch is shooting under 30%, so they need their free throws if they want to stay in this one, because Stevens got off to such a hot start due to Gutowski with 7 points.
And Adebayo checking back to the game. Coppin a perfect 2 of 2. And just like that, Baruch on a bit of a run here, 4-0 in the last minute.
I want to see how Adebayo plays. He's been a little quiet so far. Maybe back into the game, maybe a little more aggressive. Get Baruch right back in this one.
And Madison trying to work against Adebayo and Hare. Chabra has it up top. Madison takes the handoff. He's been the primary ball handler. He'll shoot a deep 3. Shot no good. High rebound ripped down by Coppin, and now it's Lamb the other way. Baruch slowly trying to chip away at this deficit. Lamb mid-range jumper from the free throw line off the glass and in.
Yeah, Lamb's giving Baruch good minutes off the bench with 4 points and a nice bank shot there.
And a steal on command. Him and Hare might have got a half a steal each. As now Lamb hits the trailer. Adebayo back to Lamb. Inside to Coppin. Coppin working on Coughlin, and now it's back out to Lamb. Lamb looking for options. Lamb going to turn around, put it up. Ooh, all the way around and no good. And they're going to say the foul. I think it's going to be on Coppin, just a little aggressive underneath the basket, so it'll be side out for Stevens.
Yeah, Lamb with a little fadeaway shot, but the rim was not kind on that one and it did not go in for Baruch. But Lamb is definitely giving Baruch a boost off the bench in this one.
So Coughlin looking to inbound, finds Scholl. Stevens leading scorer with the ball. Chabra has it on the near side. Driving against Adebayo, too handsy. And that's going to be his first foul as Sun comes to the scorer's table to check into the game.
Yeah, just bad defense by Adebayo on that one. Just got his hands up and contested the layup in the post.
Scholl going baseline, looking for options outside. It's Chabra on the near side wing, Coppin out on him. Bounce pass to the cutter, just checked into the game, is in Sentry. And he gets fouled on the way through, and he'll go to the line for a chance at an old school 3-point play.
Yeah, good drive to the hoop by Sentry. Baruch tried to get the steal, but Sentry was able to get it past him and was able to get the layup plus the foul. So good aggressive drive to the hoop there by Sentry.
The 5'11" guard definitely bringing an interesting dynamic there. He was quick to the basket. So he hits the 3-point play. And Sentry limited minutes on the season. That was his first bucket of the year. He's only averaging about 4 minutes a game as Adebayo now into the lane over Chabra, and he was working on Lemming as well. Check that, Coughlin as well. And that's who the foul is going to be on. That'll send Adebayo to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, good aggressive drive to the hoop by Adebayo. Had 2 Stevens defenders on his hip, but was still able to get the shot off and got fouled on the play.
Adebayo, nice combination of athleticism and size as well as he checks in at 6'7", the senior from Melbourne, Australia.
Baruch needs stops right here, down double figures, but Stevens looks really crisp on the offensive end.
And Adebayo knocks down the second, so they've cut the deficit in. They've cut the total in half. 22-11. And setting up in the full court press is in Sentry looking for options, and also Lemming and Scholl, and now it's Chabra. He gives it up to Incentry. Baruch getting back on defense. Kicks it out near side. It's Lemming on the 3. Shot too strong. No good. Cole Bailey, 11 in his own right, brings down that rebound and brings it into the front court. Gives it over to Adebayo. Adebayo going past Lemming. Adebayo, floater in the lane. No good. And it's going to go off Adebayo last as it'll go back to the Ducks.
Yeah, Adebayo missing that floater right there. Tried to get the offensive rebound, but it was out of bounds off of him. But we've seen Baruch try to speed up Stevens with a little full-court press to try to get some more turnovers.
And Sentry has the ball. Sun runs through the pick from Shabra. Shabra has the open 3, straight on. He'll pull off right iron, no good. I think if you're Coach Fareed, that's the shot you want as Lamb brings it into the front court.
Yeah, they'll definitely take shots with that from that range from Shabra on that one.
For a guy who's averaging 17 points per game, he's 0 for 6 coming into this game. Make that now 0 for 7 from downtown. Adebayo looking for options. Throws it away. Nope, Lamb's able to run that one down. Now Sun has 5 seconds. Needs to shoot. Shot no good off left iron. And Stevens forcing Baruch into an errant shot deep into the shot clock. Now Shabra the other way. Euro step and able to get that one to go.
Yeah, that was a good shot there by Shabra, taking advantage of having the smaller defender on him and getting that layup to go to give Stevens a 13-point lead.
Dangerous pass from Lamb, and Shabra picks it off. However, Sun rips it away. It's Cole Bailey on the loose ball. Bounce pass to Sun, and he's able to lay it in.
Yeah, good play there by Sun, forcing the errant pass by Stevens and getting the layup to go.
So coming in on the midway point here in the first half, 24-13, Stevens leads. Handoff on the far side. That's Gray. Gray's going to pull up the 3 now, and he gets that one to go.
Yeah, Stevens now 4 of 10 from three-point range, shooting 40%, and one reason why they have a double-digit lead in this one.
Nice find by Lamb underneath the Coppin. He tries to throw it down, gets his own rebound, and they're going to say the foul was on the floor.
Yeah, Coppin had a wide-open dunk attempt, but tried to have a little stylish points with a one-handed dunk, but luckily he got fouled on the play, so he'll get 2 opportunities at the free-throw line.
Giving the breeze, number 24, Jack Gordon. Jack Douvres.
So a couple changes here as Lamb and Adebayo come to the bench. Jack Gordon and Peter Douvres back into the ball game. Gordon now has it up top, has Cole Bailey at the free throw line, inside out. Now Douvres on the near side. He'll pull the 3, and he gets that one to go. A nice job there by the Bearcats breaking down the 2-3 zone of Stevens.
Yeah, we've seen that the last couple possessions. Stevens tried to change it up, switch to a zone, but DeVries was able to break that with that 3-point shot.
So now Shabra, finds Scholl wide open back door.
Good cut to the basket there by Skoll. Wide open layup, and he was able to convert right there. Good offense there by Stevens.
Inside out, Gordon now to Bailey underneath. Reverse layup, and he gets that one to drop.
Looks like Baruch has found a weakness in that Stevens 2-3 zone, and good basket there by Bailey.
Now in Sentry over to Shabra. Scalzo back into the game for Stevens, and Sentry inside out to Scholl. 29-18. Nice find there by Sentry. It's going to be a kick ball, by Scholl. It's going to be a kick ball, though, against Baruch, and it'll stay right there with the Ducks underneath. They'll get a fresh 20.
Yeah, good job by the Bearcats just forcing the poke check and just clogging that inside post by Stevens.
And Sentry to inbound underneath. Scholl pops out. Ball swung around the perimeter. Gray now to Loscalzo up top. Shabra takes his place. Loscalzo runs through. And Sentry has it on the near side. Pick left from Shabra. He uses it. He'll pull another 3. Shot. He gets that one to go. And just like that, he hits his first 3 on the young season.
Yeah, and Sentry and Shabra, a little pick and roll action, and Shabra was able to knock down the 3. He got the friendly bounce on that one.
Inside out, Gordon from the elbow, and he knocks that one down. Open look, and Michael, we've seen Baruch some success with the 2-3 zone, really setting up either on the elbow at the free throw line and getting their opportunities. We saw it with Bailey a moment ago.
And that's one of the flaws of the 2-3 zone. You have that middle elbow post that Jack Gordon was able to make the shot, and he was able to convert right there. if they continue to do that zone, I'm sure Gordon will get that shot many more times.
And you have a few good shooters on the floor. Bailey, Douvres, Gordon, all can operate in that space. So it'll be Scholl to inbound right in front of the Bearcats bench. Chabra has it now, trying to turn on Coppin. Handoff to Scholl. Scholl hop step into the lane. Loose ball. It's Coppin who comes out with it. And now Gordon brings it into the front court.
Good steal by Coppin. Has the big on him, but was able to get the steal and see if Baruch can capitalize.
Gordon straight on three off right iron. No good. And to your point, Michael, it's imperative that Baruch capitalize on these turnovers as Stevens has been shooting well from the field. And just like that, another deep three from Scholl. That's going to be extending it to a 15-point lead, 35-20.
Yes, Stevens is really finding their range now from three-point range. 5 of 11 so far, and they're trying to knock down some open threes.
Straight on from Hare, and he answers on the other end over the outstretched arm of Incentry.
Yeah, good shot there by Hare. Just Baruch right back in this one.
Hare trying to stay with Incentry, gives it off to Gray. Now Scholl trying to turn the quarter, get downhill, but now it's Gray over to Lascalzo. Lascalzo, a little bit of a Sutter step move, working on Gordon. Lascalzo trying to put it off the glass, no good. Coppin bats out the rebound. Cole Bailey able to corral it and bring it into the front court for the Bearcats. Gordon has the open look, straight on three. He'll pull. Ooh, a little too strong, no good. Chabra corrals the rebound in front of Coppin, and now quickly the other way are Stevens. Cross-court pass. Ooh, over the outstretched arms of Bailey to Gray, and he knocks it down. Inches away from a steal was Cole Bailey. However, Peter Gray was able to capitalize, and just like that, Coach Hurley wants to talk things over with 6:19 remaining here in the first half. Baruch trail by 15, 38-23. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. So, Michael, we've seen it over the last few possessions. Baruch able to force some of those turnovers, right? We saw it with the loose ball in the paint. However, just really unable to capitalize. And because of that, Gordon misses the three straight on. Comes to basically a 6-point swing the other way to Stevens as they were able to knock down the three on the far side. Ball missing Bailey's fingertips by what looked like centimeters from our angle.
Yeah, Bailey almost came up with the steal, but then just the way this game has been played, Gray able to capitalize with that 3-point shot. But Baruch has to take advantage of their opportunities, and Stevens is doing it on their end of the court.
So now Gordon over to Douvres on the near side. Lamb in the near side corner. Gordon runs baseline, looking for options. Coppin, Baruch a little bit stagnant right now in the beginning of this possession. Coming down 12 seconds to shoot. Hare, crossover move. Lamb straight on. Jab step, working on Scholl. Hop step into the lane. Fadeaway jumper by Lamb, and he gets that one to go.
Yeah, Lamb making tough fadeaway shots, but Stevens, after that timeout, switched back to a man, and at times was giving Baruch problems, but good shot by Lamb on that one.
Grutowski back into the game for Stevens. Scholl on the far side. Lamb trying to close him out. Scholl's ball went all the way around, did not drop, and it's Gordon to come the other way with it for the Bearcats.
Yeah, Scholl just missing that 3-pointer, just in and out like there.
Coppin over to Lamb. Fakes the pass to Hare. Lamb inside. His shot blocked. Saves it, though, from going out. It's Bailey on the near side. His three no good. Hare able to corral the rebound. I think it was Coppin who got a hand in. Lamb, Hare. Hare's going to pull the far side three. Hall once again. Baruch can't hit. And really just struggling from the field are the Bearcats right now. Shooting a respectable 45% from two, however, only 2 of 8 from downtown.
Yeah, Baruch got multiple offensive rebounds on that possession, but just not able to capitalize beyond the arc. And definitely that's one of the issues that they've had so far in this one. Struggling from 3-point range in this one.
And Hare all over Madison on the far side, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Stevens, though, as Adebayo's checking back into the game, and Coppin will come to the bench.
Yeah, Baruch needs stops right here to just cut the deficit to under 10.
Grutowski wide open, Scholl back door, and he's able to lay it in.
Yeah, Scholl getting it done from beyond the arc and got it done right there in the paint to give Stevens a 15-point lead.
He's into double figures here as he has 10. Gordon now looking for options. Lets Adebayo run through. Adebayo now up top, hands it back to Gordon. Gordon trying to give it inside to Adebayo. He spins, able to get it and lay it in off the glass.
Good two-man offense by Gordon and Adebayo. Let's see if that basket can get him going. That was his first basket of the night.
Baruch's leading scorer's got 3 points. Now Gutowski over to Madison. Inside to Scholl, and he's able to lay it in.
Yeah, Baruch a little lapsing on the defensive end. A lot of wide open looks by Stevens. They definitely have to clean that up, as Stevens does not need more offensive looks like that.
Stevens shooting in an almost unworldly 64% from the field, and you're not going to win a lot of ball games if you're the Bearcats, allowing that on the defensive side. Adebayo straight on three. He'll pull. Shot too strong. Long rebound. However, Loscalzo corrals for Stevens with 3:45 remaining here in the first half. Loscalzo driving left. Douvres got a hand on it. However, Loscalzo corrals. Ball swung around the perimeter. Gray pulls the three. Shot too strong. No good. Gutowski almost got the rebound. I think Douvres knocked it out of his hand. Went right over to Loscalzo. Now it's Gray in the lane. He almost loses it. Gutowski. So good defense here by the Bearcats. However, the ball keeps finding Stevens. Inside out. Skull. And they're going to call Hare on the foul. Just a little too aggressive. I thought he was moments away from winning the jump.
Yeah, tough call right there. Look, Hare almost got the steal, but just a little too aggressive and got called for the foul. But Blue's got to be more defensively sound in this one. Stevens has 42 points. They're on pace to get to their average, as we mentioned, at 85. So Blue needs to keep up with it on the defensive end.
So it'll be Scholl to inbound right in front of the Bearcats bench. Sun checked back into the game, as did Bailey. So it's Lamb, Sun, Bailey, Douvres, and Adebayo as Madison's going to pull a three for Stevens. Long rebound. And hit the stanchion and goes out of bounds, and we'll go back to the Bearcats. 3:12 remaining. Baruch really would be great if they can cut this deficit here a little bit before half.
Yeah, Baruch needs a run right now. Looks like Stevens is missing their 3-point shot, so Baruch needs to take advantage and maybe go on a run here.
Ooh, Sun loses it, though, and now Madison quickly the other way. Well, Scalzo trying to get ahead of the pack. Nope, instead it's handed off to Scholl. He'll pull the three, and just like that, he extends the lead to 18 with a big three there from the far side wing.
Yeah, unlike Baruch, Stevens is taking advantage of Baruch turnovers and Scholl with a wide-open three-pointer to just increase this lead by Stevens.
Now Bailey on the near side wing, cross-court pass. Jab step by Lamb. Lamb trying to drive, looking for options. Sun straight on, lefty three, and he hits nothing but the bottom of the net.
Yeah, big free by Sun after the turnover in the last possession. Much-needed three-pointer for him to get Baruch inching closer to this one.
Let's see who the whistle is on there. It's going to be a foul on Lamb. And the issue there, though, is that's going to send Madison to the line for a 1-and-1.
Yeah, so far Stevens is shooting 5 or 6 from the free throw line, which is 83%. So far Stevens is shooting good from the free throw line, taking advantage of that Baruch foul trouble.
And Madison rattles home the first, and we spoke about it earlier. Madison's definitely not the guy you want at the line if you're the Bearcats.
Yeah, definitely. And both teams do have 7 turnovers each, but the stat that's interesting is that Stevens is capitalizing on those turnovers over Baruch 9-6, and I feel like that's played into this lead by Stevens because Baruch is not taking advantage of Stevens' turnovers, but vice versa, Stevens is doing the opposite and taking advantage of Baruch turnovers.
So Madison good from the charity stripe, and now Sun into the front court. Tully Campbell has just checked into the game for the Bearcats. Saw him give the Baruch some good minutes against Farmingdale State in the last home matchup. As Adebayo goes right past Shabra, unable to lay it in with the outstretched hand.
Yeah, Shabra played a little off on Adebayo, and he was able to take advantage and drive to the hoop.
And just like that, Lemming able to answer on the other end.
Yeah, Baruch cannot afford to just trade baskets with Stevens. They need to get defensive stops.
Bit of a head shake there from Adebayo. Now ball swung around the perimeter over to Tully Campbell, Douvres calling for this pick. He gets it. He'll pull the three, and he rattles that one home. A big basket there from the Bearcats, and the lead is back to 14.
Yeah, big shot by Douvres. Had Chabayo in his face, but was able to get the shot to go.
Three there for Madison. Off back iron, no good. Ball batted around, though, right out to Madison. Madison thinks about the shot, has the fresh 20, gives it out to Scholl on the far side wing. Shabra now has it. Lemming trying to go back door. Shabra picks up his dribble, hits the cutter Madison, who's able to lay it in off the glass.
Yeah,
Sorry, Michael.
Yeah, you're good. Madison just being very aggressive, just driving to the hoop and was able to convert right there.
And Michael was going to say is I feel like there's so much off-ball movement as the three there from Douvres is no good from the Stevens Ducks team that they have multiple cutting options, as you saw even on that last play with Shabra, and they're hitting the deep ball.
Yeah, Stevens is a lot of motion offense, and we've seen that to a benefit for them, and Baruch has been at times stagnant.
Sun hits the deck hard as the left-handed layup's no good. Baruch were trying for the 2-for-1. Coach Hurley telling his team to slow things down. 25 seconds remaining here in the first half, 51-35. So now Scholl has it on the near side wing. Over to Lemming, near side corner. He'll pull a three. Shabra over. Campbell able to get the rebound and lay it in.
Yeah, Shabra just using his size advantage on Campbell to just get that offensive rebound.
And that's going to be a blocking foul there. Let's see who that's on. That's going to be on Shabra. And they're going to say it was in the act, so that'll... So they're going to say that was on the floor, so it's going to be a side out as Baruch are not yet in the bonus. That's only the 16th foul. 0.9 seconds. Baruch going to have to get it up as Gutowski comes into the game for Lemming.
Yeah, a little confusion right there to see if there was a shooting foul, but that was the correct call. And now Baruch has 9/10 of a second to get a shot off.
As Adebayo couldn't get the lob, Gutowski blocked him out. So Coach Freed visibly frustrated with his team as Gutowski and Adebayo may have had some words right before they got split up. So both teams will head to the locker room. However, Baruch, huge deficit. And, Michael, we spoke about it at the beginning of the game. It's huge for Baruch not to let Stevens kind of get out, run and gun. And, unfortunately, that's exactly what they've been doing here in the first half.
Yeah, I've been really impressed by watching Stevens on the offensive end, making their three-point shots. We mentioned they're very motion-oriented on the offensive end and just – look, Stevens put up a good fight offensively, and look, Baruch just needs to get more stops. And then on the offensive end, just limit the turnovers, work the ball around, and try to find their shooters because right now they're struggling shooting 4-14, but still an 18-point lead, still got more time to go, but they got to do better on the defensive end if they want to have a chance in this one.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned it during the game, but right now Stevens shooting 59%. You're not going to, and 40% from downtown. Chalk up 88% from the free throw line. It's not a recipe for success if you're Baruch.
And also, Stevens is driving to the paint. They have 22 points in the paint, so they're not just shooting the free. Because they're shooting so well from three-point range, Baruch is bad contesting those shots. It gives them more lanes to drive to the hoop, and they're taking advantage of those opportunities with those 22 points in the paint.
Right now, if you're the Bearcats, really you're letting Stevens' best players hurt you the most, right? You have Scholl, who averaging about 20 a game. He's already got 15 in the first half. Shabra averages 17 a game. He's got 10 in the first half. And combine that with the inconsistency from the Bearcats on the offensive end. It's kind of what speaks to this big lead here.
Yeah, Stevens is getting a lot of good scoring from multiple guys. You mentioned Scholl has 15. Majority of that work was three-point range, but he was able to drive to the hoop, as I mentioned. Shabra is using his size and length because he's had a few Baruch has had a few small defenders guarding him, and he's able to take advantage, getting those offensive rebounds and getting those layups. And Gutowski started the game red hot at 7 points, but then due to Stevens getting off to a hot start, he was able to go to the bench, and he was able to keep it going despite the fact that Gutowski was on the bench. So just Stevens is getting a lot of good play from multiple players, and they have multiple scores in double figures in this one.
Yeah, so Baruch looking for the answer both on the defensive and offensive end. They trail by 18. We'll step aside now and be back in about 10 minutes to preview your second half. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. Welcome back to the Arc Arena. It's been raining outside. It's also raining in here as Baruch trail here at halftime, 53-35 to the Stevens Ducks. We spoke about it a little bit right before we went off the air for the first half, Michael, but it's been all Stevens here in the early good part of the ball game.
Yeah, very ironic. It's raining outside, and right now Stevens is raining 3-pointers. And Baruch, in my opinion, if they want to get back in this one, have a comeback win over this Stevens team, they have to be much better on the defensive end. A lot of defensive struggles, leaving guys wide open. Stevens crashing the paint, having 14 out of their 19 defensive rebounds in this one. So just Baruch needs to be more sound offensively, and hopefully that can translate to their offensive game because, yes, they're shooting under 30% from three-point range, but overall from the field, 43% is not that shabby.
And really, Michael, I think the first 5 to 7 minutes probably of the second half are going to be huge as, opportunity to cut back into the game. If you keep it at 18 at that point, it's going to be a lot harder to claw back. And also you got to be careful that Stevens doesn't extend that lead either.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very key for Baruch if they want to get back in this one to get off to a hot start, as you said. And look, right now the deficit is at 18, but maybe do a little 4-minute interval, try to cut it down to double digits. And look, Baruch is a very talented team, and they have the scoring to keep up with this Stevens team. But if they want to get back in this one, defense is the name of the game.
We are moments away from tip-off of the second half. Stevens already out on the floor. Looks like it's going to be the same starting five. Madison, Chabra, Gutowski, Loscalzo, and their leading scorer, Scholl. He's got 15 already tonight. Adebayo on the floor. Looks like it's going to be Coppin, Bailey, Douvres, and Jack Gordon.
And one thing I'm interested to see on the Baruch side, on the offensive end, because we've talked enough about defense, to see if Adebayo continues to be aggressive, only has 5 points, is the team's leading scorer. Maybe we'll see if he can be more aggressive in the second half to get off to a hot start for the Baruch Bearcats.
It will be Stevens' ball to start the second half. Chabra to inbound on the far side. And Madison will start things off for us here. And he's on the Bearcats logo. Near side to Scholl. Ball swung around the perimeter. Back to Madison. He had a clean look. He'll pull. And just like that, 1 for 1 here in the second half is Stevens.
Yeah, Baruch switched to a 2-free zone right there, but Madison solved that issue no problem. And looks like Stevens is back to that hot shooting.
Coppin now going baseline. Working against Gutowski. Spins baseline. Double team comes with Loscalzo. He looks like he was fouled on the way up. Refs eating their whistle. And it's going to be the other way with Loscalzo. Nope. He took too many steps, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats.
Yeah, Baruch on the missed shot. Stevens trying to push it fast, but it was too fast as Loscalzo carried the feet, and that's a turnover, the 8th of the game by Stevens.
Loscalzo had nothing to do there but laugh as he had the open look. He just took too many steps stepping into that jumper. As now Douvres into the lane, bounce pass back, weak side to Coppin, looking for options. Once again, not a lot of movement off the ball here for the Bearcats, and that's where Stevens excelled in the first half. And they're going to call a foul away from the ball. The foul there is going to be on number 7, Loscalzo. That's going to be only his first.
Yeah, we want to see Baruch move a lot. We've seen that from Stevens, as we mentioned, a lot of motion offense. We've seen Baruch a little stagnant, but let's see if they can get the ball movement going.
Saved by Loscalzo. Nice defensive play there. Now they got numbers the other way, them being Stevens, as Scholl lays it in off the glass. Not the start there you wanted. We spoke about the first 5 to 7 minutes. First minute already a 5-0 run here for Stevens.
Yeah, good steal by Loscalzo, and then Scholl was able to convert on the other end to give Stevens the highest larger lead of the game.
Coppin throws it down as he rolls off the handoff from Adebayo. Good play there by Trevin Coppin. Bounce pass inside. Ball, nice move there by Bailey. Knocks it away. Gordon up ahead to Douvres. Douvres has to curl back, though. That pass just took him a bit wide. Looking for options. Has Gordon up top. Scholl on him. Gordon into the lane. Work it inside. Gets Scholl in the air. And just like that, Baruch have a chance to respond with a 5-0 run of their own.
Yeah, Gordon flexing his muscle a little bit, driving to the hoop, got fouled on the play. And we'll see if he can capitalize on the old-school three-point play. But maybe this is the one that Baruch needs right now on a 4-0 run, see if Gordon can convert at the free-throw line.
And Gordon, on the box score, he's 6'6", going against 6'3" Scholl. Nice to see him, use some of that size to his advantage.
Yeah, we've seen Stevens do that to Baruch, and it's nice to see Baruch do it on their end of the court.
And Gordon gets the three-point play. So it's back to 18 here. A minute and 40 gone in the second half. It's Madison dealing with the 2-3 zone. Has Scholl on the far side. Loscalzo back to Scholl, inside out. Shabra has it. He'll step back behind the three-point line. Gives it over to Madison on the near side. Loscalzo, who might have had the open look, instead gives it to Shabra. Shabra pops out. He'll pull the three around and good. And Shabra coming into the game 0 for 6 from downtown. He's hit his second tonight.
Yeah, we've seen Baruch switch to that zone defense, but they have to do a better job of contesting those Stevens three-point shots because they've been red hot 9 of 21 in this one.
Douvres gives it out to Adebayo straight on. He'll pull the three, and he gets that one to go. A nice answer there by Adebayo.
Yeah, both big guys trading three-pointers. First Shabra for Stevens, and then Adebayo for Baruch. But they need stops right here.
So ball swung on the perimeter. Scholl has it on the far side. He's looking for some options. Finds Shabra at the free throw line. One dribble, picks that up. Now Madison. Scholl far side three, and he gets that one to go. And with 17 minutes left here in the ball game, number 22 Tommy Scholl has already matched his season average.
Yeah, both teams are leading threes, and Scholl has just been red hot, leading score with 20 in this one.
20 points in 20 minutes of action. And there was a bit of a shot clock issue, so gave him a fresh shot clock. However, it's going to be 10 seconds for Baruch to shoot, so they're going to have to move quick here as they'll inbound underneath. Bounce pass to Coppin. Ball swung around the perimeter. Adebayo, pump fake into the lane. Left-handed layup, and he finishes with the finger roll. Nice move there by Adebayo.
Yeah, Adebayo now with 10 points, doubling his start in the first half, which he already had 5.
Scholl getting tied up with Coppin. Swarming defense now by the Bearcats. Some of the best we've seen from them, and they force the turnover as Stevens throws it out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Baruch.
Yeah, Coppin almost got the steal, but then good defense by Baruch, forcing the turnover, but they need to capitalize on the Stevens turnover right there.
Douvres has it up top. Ball swung on the perimeter to Adebayo on the near side. Entry pass to Douvres. Douvres reverse layup and finishes off the glass.
That was a pretty play by Douvres, a little layup action right there. Now Baruch right back in this one, down 17.
But Madison, open look from straight on. Long rebound. Gordon, couldn't corral it. It's out to Gutowski. Now Scholl has it, gives the entry pass into Shabra. Shabra trying to turn on Adebayo. Adebayo takes one in the chest. No whistle there. Ball swung all the way across court. Back to Scholl, driving past. Gordon. However, Coppin with the secondary help get a little too much contact, and then he'll send Scholl to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Baruch defensively has been much better so far in the start of this one, but just Stevens driving to the hoop, getting second chance opportunities, and Baruch just has to do a better job not fouling on that one, but Stevens being very aggressive, and now Scholl back at the free throw line to shoot his first free throws of the game.
Number 5, Daniel Hare, and number 10, Brandon Sun.
So it'll be Gordon and Bailey that come to the bench. Sun and Hare into the game. Gave Baruch some good minutes in the first half. And Scholl gets the second one to drop. Adebayo, pump fake, floater in the lane, shot no good. Scholl on the rebound. Good box out, I think, by Madison and Gutowski to get Coppin out of there. As Shabra gets it to go, and the foul.
Yeah, tough finish there by Shabra. Had Adebayo right at his hip, but impressive move to finish that layup plus the foul. So Stevens answering the Baruch one by going on one their own and increasing the lead to 21 plus.
So that's going to be Adebayo's second foul on the evening, and that'll send Shabra to the line to shoot 2. An N1 opportunity, my apologies, and he knocks that one down.
Yeah, Shabra has been very impressive for me. Inside-out game, been very tough on the defensive end. He's had a great all-around game for Stevens.
Now Douvres going left, looking for options. Bounce pass out, Gordon near side, Shabra draped all over him. Sun into the lane. A wild shot, but Coppin soars for the rebound. Coppin's fouled on the way up, as Gutowski may have taken a shot there in the chest as Coppin was going up. It's going to be the foul. It's going to be on Gutowski, and that'll send Coppin to the line.
Yeah, tough layup opportunity by Sun, but good box-out offense by Coppin to get the offensive rebound and get fouled on the play. That was Baruch's 5th offensive rebound in this one.
And Coppin knocks down the first. So Coughlin into the game. Gutowski to the bench with 3 fouls. And make it 2 of 2. Coppin really impressive for a big from the free throw line.
Yeah, definitely silky smooth delivery at the free throw line.
And now Madison, near side wing. Shabra cuts, doesn't get it. Coughlin over to Scholl. Now bounce pass, entry pass to Shabra. Shabra trying to work against Coppin. Has some options near side. Madison over the outstretched arms of Hare, and Madison knocks that one down.
Yeah, Madison just working it from 3-point range. That's already his 13th point of the game. And he's a shooter, and he's shooting red hot right now for Stevens.
Coppin now working against Shabra. Douvres wants the ball up top, takes the pick from Coppin. Coppin drives into the lane. Now it's Douvres. Over to Sun, near side. Southpaw 3, no good. Long rebound over to Coughlin, and it's Madison into the front court for Stevens. Madison looking for options. Over to Shabra. Mid-range jumper, shot no good. Coughlin fights for it with Gordon. Coughlin able to corral it and lays it in off the glass.
Yeah, Gordon was just not able to get the rebound right there. And good rebound by Coughlin to get the offensive rebound and continue the hot scoring by Stevens. Everything's going Stevens' way on the offensive end right now.
Ooh. Douvres able to get all the way to the basket, just unable to finish with the left hand. Scholl now gives it over far side. Loscalzo. Long 3, long rebound, no good. Hare and Madison tied up, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats.
Yeah, Stevens, good job trying to get the offensive rebound. Looks like Hale and Madison were both going at that ball, but possession was right to the Bearcats. So see if they can try to make it a mini run, because we've talked about this. We wanted to see if the Bearcats can get off to a hot start, but just Stevens has done the opposite, increased their lead, which was at 18 at the half, and now it's at 25.
So Hare will walk it up. Has Sun here on the near side. Madison out on him. Coppin calling for it on the block. He'll turn, pull up mid-range jumper. Shot no good. However, Hare takes some contact, but able to corral the rebound. He'll dribble it back to the top of the key. It's Gordon. Looking for options off the ball. Finds Hare coming and cutting across. Ooh, nice move there by Hare over against Century. Coppin goes up with it, can't finish, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, that was sweet ball handling by Hare, creating space, finding Coppin in the post, and Coppin was able to get fouled on that play. But beautiful ball handling there by Hare to creating space and forcing the foul by Stevens.
So Coppin knocks down the first. Perfect from the line so far tonight.
So we're seeing Nicholas Lamb check in for Baruch. He gave them a burst off the bench in the first half. We'll see if he can do the same here in the second half.
So Coppin going to come to the bench after he hits those 2 free throws. Adebayo and as you mentioned, Michael Lamb into the game. And Madison has to come all the way into the backcourt for it. Now Shabra gets it. He's into the lane, kicks it out near side 3, pull up. Shot no good. That was Lemming, and Adebayo rips down the rebound. Adebayo pulls up the 3, just a bit short, and Madison comes away with the rebound for Stevens. Baruch's going to need baskets on these stops if they expect to get back into it. Trail by 23, 12 and a half remaining here in the ballgame. Ooh, dangerous cross-court pass. Little 1-2 with Lemming and Incentry on the near side. However, Madison now into the lane. Off the glass with the left hand. I think he expected a whistle, which never came. Hare almost loses it, and he does lose it. Oh, they're going to say it's going to stay right there, as Shabra did get a hand in there. Good defense there by Shabra, and it'll be Baruch's ball on the far side.
Yeah, back and forth action by both teams. Both teams missing shots in transition. But Baruch needs a one right here. They're down 23 with 12 to go.
3 there by Gordon off back iron. No good. The Arc Arena starting to fill up here for the Stevens-Baruch matchup here. Non-conference action. Bounce pass to Shabra on the top of the key. Shabra finds the cutting Madison. Kicks it out to Scholl. Far side 3. And check that. That's actually going to be Coughlin. He misses, though, off the backboard. And now it'll be Heron to the front court for the Bearcats. Now over to Adebayo. Adebayo driving into the lane. Gets that one knocked out of his hand. And it'll stay right there with Baruch.
Yeah, both teams struggling on the offensive end the last couple minutes. And we'll see if Baruch can take advantage of Stevens not shooting the ball as quick as they did earlier in this game, but down 23, they need a run right here to get back in this one.
So Adebayo will take a breather. It's Reynoso who is checked back into the game. Lamb inside to Reynoso. Back out to Lamb. Ball swung around the perimeter. It's over to Lamb, who's going to drive baseline, looking for options. Has Douvres, far side 3. High arcing shot, and he gets that one to go, and Baruch have cut the deficit to 20.
That was a tough three there by Douvres. Fadeaway three, but big shot right there. Let's see if the Bearcats can get back in this one.
Coughlin straight on 3. Can't answer on the other end. Reynoso on the rebound for the Bearcats. Baruch needs to start trading stops for buckets. Gordon has Incentry out on him. Lamb gives it up to Douvres. Baruch 10 to shoot. And it's Madison just a little too handsy on the drive by Douvres, so the ball's going to be side out for the Bearcats underneath the basket.
Yeah, we've seen in this one both teams primarily playing zone defense, which is the opposite of what they did in the first half. And look, Baruch trying to drive to that zone defense and create space and make some shots.
Douvres over to Gordon. Ball's moved around the perimeter. Douvres going to pull the 3, and they needed that one. Big shot by Douvres. Back-to-back threes from the Bearcats. Peter Douvres, to be specific. And just like that, Coach Freed wants a timeout to talk things over. Baruch have gotten it back down to 17, 10:51 remaining. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
Monday, December 1st at 6 p.m. when your women's basketball team hosts the Pratt Kennedys.
And if you want to see more Baruch college basketball action, the next home game will be a women's matchup. They host Pratt on Monday, December 1st. That's this upcoming Monday, right after the weekend. December 1st here at the Arc Arena. The tip-off will be at 6 p.m. We'll go live roughly 10 minutes before game time. And your next game after that at home will be a doubleheader, and it'll start off conference play against Medgar Evers at home, doubleheader at the Arc Arena, and that's when stuff, Michael, gets really interesting here in the CUNYAC.
Yeah, especially conference play is very important this day in college basketball. And look, those are big games for Baruch. Have to finish strong in this non-conference slate, but those are definitely going to be the tough matchups for Baruch in this one.
So 6-0 run here for the Bearcats. Peter Douvres trying to claw the Bearcats back into this game. And it looks like Baruch's going to set up in the full court press.
We've seen that at times successful for Baruch, so we'll see if they can get some success right here.
Ooh, dangerous play. And there's a turnover right there, right on cue, Michael, as Bearcats able to force a turnover with the full court press.
That's the benefit of a press defense, just speeding up the opponent. And when we saw it right there, Shaw is not able to get the pass, and Baruch gets the ball right back.
He was almost thinking what he has to do next with the ball before corralling the ball himself.
Yeah, thinking ahead.
So now Hare on the far side. It's Hare, Lamb, Douvres, Reynoso, and Gordon on the floor. Lamb puts it on the deck, looking for options. Ooh, hard, difficult shot. Oh, what a shot. He gets that one to go off the iron, and that eventually drops for him. Nice little hometown bounce.
Yeah, definitely not the shot you want, but you'll take the bounce right there.
And once again, Baruch trying to send some trap help as Scholl going to drive baseline, looking for options. Baruch has really picked up the intensity in the last few minutes. As Coughlin has it, drives past Gordon right to the rim and able to finish with the left hand. Kind of caught Gordon with the stutter step.
Yeah, Coughlin had a lot of space and was able to take advantage of his one-on-one matchup with Gordon.
Now Hare, crossover move. Gordon over to Lamb on the near side. Lamb working on in century. Nice cutoff there by the defender. Lamb into the key. Working all the way to the basket and finishes off the glass.
Yeah, Lamb at 5'11" is definitely playing up to his size, but he's definitely giving Baruch a boost off the bench. And, look, Baruch can use some more stops and get this under 10.
Now Gutowski has it up top. Gives it over to Lemming. Gutowski on the block, near side. Trying to go to work against Reynoso. The double team comes. Ooh, Gutowski trying to finish the left hand. Can't do so. And Reynoso bats that one out of bounds. So it'll stay there with Stevens. But good, once again, great defensive pressure from the Bearcats.
Yeah, Reynoso and Gordon was able to double team in the post, contesting that shot by Gutowski, but were not able to get the rebound. So second chance opportunity here by Stevens.
Dangerous inbounds. Gordon able to knock it even further into the backcourt, and it's going to go out of bounds. So it'll stay there with Stevens, but once again, trying to Baruch's defensive presence, messing with Stevens' rhythm here in the second half.
Yeah, Baruch almost got a 5 count on that inbounds, but Gordon was just able to tip it out of bounds. But we've definitely seen in the second half Baruch intensifying their defense, and that's helped them get back in this one.
So Scholl gets the inbound once again. Baruch kind of sagging off a little bit on the zone, really going with that half-court trap they've been doing in the last couple of possessions. Now kicks it out, far side three. Shot was way off. I think that was Lemming, it was, and now it's going to be Coppin the other way with it. Lamb over to Douvres, near side. Big three here for the Bearcats. Shot no good. Ball still loose. Bailey inside. Douvres lays it in. And just like that, Michael, 13-point game.
Yeah, that was good right there by Bailey. DeVries missing that three-pointer, but battling on the glass, able to get the offensive rebound and finding a cutting DeVries. And Baruch, as you said, is right back in this one, only down 13.
The two Los Angeles natives getting tied up there in Kyle Madison and Cole Bailey. And check that was actually Douvres and Madison. As now Schaber trying to work on Coppin. Gray just checked into the game. Hands off to Madison. Madison going to pull the three over the outstretched arms of Gordon. Schaber able to rip down that air ball. And it's Coppin and Schaber battling for it underneath.
Yeah, we've seen definitely the intensity as heating up in this one. Look, Stevens is not shooting as hot as he did in the first half. Got to give credit to Baruch's defense on that part, but Baruch has to not give Stevens second chance opportunities because they're down by 13. They cannot afford to keep giving them opportunities on the offensive end.
As Schaber gets the inbound and he lays it on in. Yeah, a little too easy on that inbounds play.
Yeah, Chamba just using his size on Coppin right there to get the layup to go.
Douvres picks up his dribble, gives it off to Gordon. Gray out on him. Looking for options. Douvres drives, mid-range jumper, and he gets that one to go. Douvres having a solid second half. He's got 18 points in 30 minutes of action.
Yeah, DeVries has single-handedly kept Baruch in this one with 18 points, and he's the sole reason why they're only down by 13.
Gray, ooh, actually he had the drive. He decided to stop his dribble, though. And that's going to be a blocking foul on Lamb. That's fine, though. I mean, if you're Baruch, definitely want to slow down that tempo there that Stevens looked to be playing with in the half court.
Yeah, definitely. And we've definitely seen the intensity, and the game's gotten very physical on both ends of the court, so Baruch would take that foul and just try to get a stop on the defensive end.
Schaber gets the inbound. Looking for options. Going to go to work against Coppin. Almost leaves it behind. Hare on the double team. And once again, the ball movement. And it's going to go off of Stevens last. I think the refs are going to huddle here. I think it did go off of Baruch last. And it'll stay right there with Stevens with 12 seconds left here on the shot clock.
And we've seen with this lineup, Baruch on the floor, you do not see Adebayo on the floor, so that's why Coppin is defending Shabla, which gives him size on that entry.
And they're going to call a blocking foul there. Let's see who that's on. I think it's going to be on Bailey, and that is going to be on Bailey. His second foul.
So one adjustment that I've seen that Stevens has made, because they're not shooting the best from three-point range, they're being very aggressive driving to the hoop, and that's why they're getting fouled a lot by Baruch. So Baruch maybe has to adjust their one-on-one defense, limit Stevens' opportunities driving to the hoop.
Lamb into the game for Gordon. As Loscalzo misses the first free throw.
That's the first missed free throw by Stevens in this one.
But hits the second. And Baruch have to be careful here as well because they're one foul away from putting Stevens into the bonus. You don't want to start giving Stevens some free points as you're trying to claw back into this one. As Douvres crossover move into the lane. Finishes with the right hand. Peter Douvres has been doing it all, as you mentioned, on the offensive end for the Bearcats.
Yeah, shooting the ball and driving to the hoop. Douvres is just having an all-around terrific game offensively.
Now Scholl has Lamb on him, trying to go to work. Into the lane, steps through and able to lay it in with the right hand. And like that, Coach Hurley wants to talk things over. 7 minutes exactly left here in the ball game. What was once a 21-point lead is now down to 14. Baruch trying to get their way back into it. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. So Peter Douvres really taking over here in the ballgame. He's got 20 points in 31 minutes of action, shooting 62% from the field and an impressive 4 of 8 from downtown.
Yeah, he just looks comfortable on the offensive end. When he gets his touches, when he's open, he shoots the ball, and he's a really good shooter. But just driving to the hoop, his energy is just blasting on the television right there. And I just think Baruch is right back in this one, only down 14 or 7 minutes to go. And Douvres is a big reason why it's happened. But not just him. They have Adebayo with 10 points. And Lamb has been a big contributor off the bench. So just a few more stops by Baruch, and then this game is in the single digits, which is not what Stevens wants at this point in the game.
And you mentioned earlier, Baruch playing a little choppy, a little aggressive on the defensive end. I think it's the exact type of defense, though, Baruch's going to need to play to get back into this one.
Yeah, we've seen them. A lot of press defense, trying to force turnovers, zone defense also. So just Baruch trying to intensify the defense and create turnovers because Stevens already has 11 turnovers in this one.
So Lamb has it up top, looking for options. Spins on Loscalzo, near side. 3 ball. Ooh, off iron, no good. It's going to be, let's see who it's off last. Oh, Gordon's 3's no good. Nice play there by Coppin. It last goes off Scholl, and it's going to stay there with the Bearcats.
Yeah, good job by Coppin, one-on-one with Scholl and forcing the ball to deflect off of Scholl to give Baruch a second chance opportunity right here.
Dangerous pass. Lamb, Madison come together up ahead to Loscalzo, who lays it in.
That was a small play by Madison. He and the Baruch defender were going after the ball and was able to tip it to Scozo to get the basket.
So now Madison brings it across the timeline. Baruch turning it over there, down by 16. Coming in on 6 minutes remaining here in the ball game. That's going to be an offensive foul there on Chabra. Lamb took one in the chest.
Yeah, good job by Lamb holding his ground, forcing the charge, and looks like he needs a little time as he hit the floor. But I'm really impressed by Lamb at 5'11". He's not afraid of using his size as a benefit, and he's just giving Baruch great minutes off the bench. See if Baruch can just go on another hot run right here to get this lead to under 10. going to be interesting to see how long Coach Farad for Baruch keeps Adebayo off the bench, because even though he's only had 10 points, he is a presence inside, and that could create opportunities for the shooters like Douvres to get more opportunities from three-point range.
And Baruch are going to start trading threes for twos soon as they trail by 16. Just drying up the court from where Lamb and Shabra came together on the other end. So it'll be Gordon to bring it up for the Bearcats. Gray will pick him up at the three-point line. Now to Lamb here, top of the key. Pick from Coppin. Now Douvres, far side three. Shot a bit too strong. Hare going up with it, but Scholl comes away with the loose ball. And Hare chases him down the floor. Now inside to Shabra. Scholl, nice cut there. Couldn't find him, was Shabra, though. Now Shabra into the lane. Pull-up shot, and he's able to push that one through.
Yeah, Shabra is just using his size advantage on Coppin and just able to convert on that one to get his 18th point of the game, but just using his size as an advantage in that one.
Now Gordon on the pump fake. Gray goes in the air, goes past Gray, now kicks it out, straight on three. Way off, however, ball still batted loose. Shabra gets the rebound, though, from the seat of his pants. And, wow, Shabra got the rebound from the seat of his pants and was able to get the time out in. So with 5:16 remaining, it's going to be a 30-second timeout, and it steals the possession for the Ducks.
Yeah, definitely. Shabra was able to get the rebound on a sitting position, but one thing I've noticed, Baruch has missed a lot of three-point chances, but they're clashing the offensive boards, trying to create second-chance opportunities, but just not been successful. So we'll see if that continues the last 5 minutes plus in this one.
Yeah, and really, Baruch has played toe-to-toe with Stevens here in the second half, 32 points apiece. The storyline right now, which gave him Stevens the 18-point lead, is really just that first half.
Yeah, definitely. Look, first half, Stevens outscored Baruch 53-32. But second half, as you mentioned, it's just been back and forth, 35-32. It's just, Baruch is just it's a little too late right now, them coming back. But we still got 5 minutes to go, only down 18. But they definitely need some defensive stops and some turnovers.
Scalzo now to Shabra. Baruch setting up in the full court trap. Scalzo gets it across the timeline to Scholl. Back to Scalzo on the Bearcat symbol. Ball swung around the perimeter here. Madison, entry pass to Shabra on the block. He passes cross-court pass. Offensive foul there on Madison. They're going to call a moving screen. And that's going to go back to the Bearcats. So Baruch really needed to get the ball in the hoop here as they trail by 18, a little under 5 minutes remaining here in the ball game.
That was a big call right there because Shaw, who was attempting that three-pointer, actually made the shot, but they called Madison for the illegal moving screen right before the shot. So see if Baruch can take advantage of the offensive foul by Stevens.
Douvres, pump fake, behind the back dribble, looking for options, finds the cutter in Bailey. Bailey able to get that all the way through to the basket, almost lost it though on the way through, and lays it in.
And not a clean pass by Douvres to Bailey, but Bailey was able to get the ball and get the layup to go.
So now Scalzo in the lane, entry pass into Shabra on the far side. Stevens have been running their sets out of this. Over to Gray now, near side, thinks about the shot, tries to pass it. They're going to call a kick ball. That's rough there as Hare hits the deck trying to save the ball there, and it's going to stay with Stevens underneath as Coughlin checks into the game.
Yeah, Baruch's just being very aggressive on the defensive end. A lot of double teams trying to force turnovers. At this point of the game, that's the one calling card that they're trying to do to get right back in this.
And an easy entry pass there to Scalzo, who lays it in. And It's an 18-point lead, 4 minutes left, Michael. It might just be a little too much too late here.
Yeah, that was just poor inbound defense right there. Scalzo was wide open, was able to get the layup to go.
And Lamb knocks down a big three there. So just like that, back to 15.
Yeah, big shot there by Lamb, but Baruch needs defensive stops in this one.
Shabra drives right down the lane. Can't finish, too strong. And Gordon comes away with the rebound. Baruch going to need to be almost perfect here from here on out, so to come back into this game. Now Douvres straight on, pull up three, quick release. Ooh, shot just a bit short, no good. And Scholl comes away with the rebound, gives it off to Madison. Hair all over him, though. Dangerous pass. Scholl able to pull it down in front of his bench, and that'll be Madison up top. 15 to shoot, 3:22 remaining here in the ball game. It's Scholl. He's going to drive baseline, spin move on Bailey. He gets fouled on the way through and go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive spin move by Scholl to create space and get the foul called. So, might be a little too late by the Bearcats, but this really impressive by Stevens all game around on the offensive end.
And Scholl good on the first. Both teams now in the bonus, so it'll be free throws all on the way out here. Off on the seconds, 88-72. Gordon into the lane, looking for options, trying to find the cutter. It looked to be Bailey, however, was thrown away. And now Coughlin over to Madison. Madison puts it on the deck and pushes it into the front court.
Yeah, just a poor turnover there by Gordon, just not on the same page with Bailey on the offensive end.
Go to this set a lot, letting Shabra go to work and pass out of the post. Cross-court pass here. Los Scalzo gets it on the near side. Hop step into the lane, looking for options. Quick double team. Ball moves around the perimeter. Shabra trying to hit another three. He's already has two tonight. Shot no good. They're going to call an over the back, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats.
Yeah, Baruch catching a break right there as Shabra is not able to convert on the wide open three, but both teams are in foul trouble, so it looks like free throws are going to be the remainder of this one, but Baruch just needs to force turnovers on the defensive end, try to inch closer in this one. So far, Baruch is shooting 10 of 13 from the free throw line, so definitely need many more of those to come if they want to get back in this one.
And Bailey too strong on the front end of the 1-and-1. Scholl rips down the rebound, and Shabra will bring it into the front court. Gordon on him. Madison trying to go backdoor. Gets it. Ooh, I think it went off his foot last. And it's going to go back to the Bearcats.
Yeah, Baruch just has to capitalize on these Stevens turnovers. That's the 13th turnover for Stevens in this one, but just Baruch needs baskets at this point of the game.
Gordon now. Jab step move into the lane. Can't finish with the left hand. And Scholl comes out with it the other way. Moscalzo straight on three, and he gets that one to go. And that might have been one of a couple of daggers here tonight, but stretching the lead out to 19.
Yeah, that most likely is the dagger, but just good shooting by Stevens, and Moscalzo's really found his game in the second half.
And we've mentioned it a few times. Stevens shooting 57% from the field and almost 40% from downtown. It was going to be hard for Baruch to take this one with Stevens shooting at those clips.
Yeah, just Stevens is just red hot shooting, and they've eclipsed their season average of 85 points.
So now Gordon, jab step, crossover, move at top of the key, pull-up jumper. He's fouled as he hits the deck, and that'll send him to the line to shoot two. So with 1:37 remaining, Baruch trail by 19.
Yeah, Stevens just offensively just have been very terrific on that side of the court. 25 from Scholl, knocking down those free. Shabra in the post, using his length against small Baruch players, and then Madison with 13. And then Roscaza, who didn't have the best first half, came out with 11 in the second half. So just good overall team effort by Stevens in this one, and just it was too late for Baruch to come back in this one after down 21 at the half.
And Gordon at the line to shoot 2.
A little stoppage to clean up a wet spot on the court, so the players are safe.
And Gordon's good on the first. And that'll bring in Musa Kane for his first minutes of the night. And Brandon Hare will come to the bench. Excuse me, Daniel Hare. Check that.
Yeah, Scholl and Cabal checking out for Stevens, but 2 of the top players in this one, 2 of the reasons why Stevens is going to get this win here at the Arc Arena.
And now Campbell coming to the scores table to check into the game as well. And number 14, Amel Perovich. Nicole Bailey and Jack Gordon to the bench.
So Baruch emptying their bench at this point in the game, down 17 with a minute plus to go.
Coughlin into the game for Stevens. So is in Century. Gray is checked back into the game as well, along with Lemming. And Coughlin going to pull the 3 on the near side. Wide open, and he gets that one to go. The only starter still in the game for Stevens is Lascalzo.
Number 3.
Bhattacharya back checking into the game. So is Kulashi, number 21. Some of these freshmen that the Bearcats have on their team this season. Kulashi has it now. Gives it off to Campbell on the near side. 3 ball here from number 14, Perovich, is no good. And a minute remaining. Baruch trail by 20. Gray has it. Gives it off to Century up top for Stevens. Over to Coughlin. Hop step into the lane. Kicks it out near side. Lemming's 3. And that's good.
And Stevens is just raining those threes right in, and now they're 14 of 34 from three-point range, 41%. Those are just ungodly numbers.
3 there by Kulashi, no good. And mid-range jumper on the far side there by number 23, Semiralio, who's just checked into the game. And that should do it here at the Arc Arena. Baruch maybe getting another opportunity at the basket here, but Kane has it now on the far side. Driving baseline, shot no good. The refs are going to eat their whistle, I think, at this point. And Gray will dribble it up, and that will do it. Baruch fall to 2-5. The losing streak extends to 4 as they fall to Stevens, 97-74.
It's just a tough game by Baruch. Stevens just looked really good on the offensive end. Leading scorer of the game was Scholl with 25 points. Second was Shogwell with 20, but just too much Stevens offensive output, and just Baruch was not able to defend on a consistent basis. Did have a few glimpses in the second half, but just the shooting by Stevens was just out of this world, and that's, in my opinion, the single reason why Stevens won this one.
And give credit to where credit's due here. Baruch only lost by 5 in the second half, and granted, you want to call it those last 6 points here, really, at the with the reserves in. However, the first half is really the talking point. Down 18 at halftime, and it was always going to be tough to come back when Stevens' best players do what they do. Been talking about, you mentioned them, Scholl, Shabra, and Madison.
Yeah, I thought Baruch in the second half was really good back and forth with Stevens. It's just it was too late, like you mentioned. And just look, DeVries had 20 points, and he was the one bright spot for Baruch on the offensive end. But just it was tough the first half falling behind the way they did. But just one bright spot second half back and forth with Stevens, and that's the one bright thing you can take to the next game. The back and forth action, 39-35, and DeVries having a good offensive game with 20 points in this one.
And I think you could argue without Douvres and Lamb in the second half for the Bearcats, where would they really be in this ball game? As you mentioned, Douvres was solid, and Lamb started hitting some shots as well. Yeah,
definitely those two were the ones that stuck out. Adebayo had like a quiet 10. Gordon wasn't able to get his shot going. So just it was those two players single-handedly that kept Baruch in this game, especially in the second half. And look, you just got to give credit to Stevens. They were the better team in this one. But Baruch has a lot of things to work on heading into that next matchup coming up.
Yeah, and that next matchup will be at Hunter on Friday, December 5th. They actually have all of, obviously, Thanksgiving off and then most of next week off before we get into just 2 games, just a tease of CUNYAC play at Hunter on the 5th and then home against Medgar Evers on the 11th before they play another non-conference game home on the Saturday, December 13th against Albertus Magnus College.
Yeah, you want to see Baruch just take a step forward after this tough loss. Definitely was not the game that they want to play, and I'm sure Coach Feliz is going to be talking to his guys after this one, but just put this one in the rear view mirror and then take it one game at a time. Take advantage of this break, this Thanksgiving break, and just regroup and see if they can play better in the next one.
And if you didn't make it out tonight and want to see more Baruch action, be here on December 1st as the women host Pratt University. That's Monday, December 1st at 6 p.m. But that about do it for us here at the Arc Arena. Baruch men's team fall to the Stevens Duck 97-74. This broadcast has been in conjunction with the Baruch Athletic Department. From Michael Scarlett, I'm David Just. Have a great evening, New York.